Hello Year 7, this is my values assembly which is all about evaluation. Now my first thought when I was asked to do this assembly was, well, what exactly does evaluation mean? So when I looked it up, I found that to evaluate means to judge, assess or put a value on. Evaluation is going on all the time. Teachers are always evaluating your work. I'm sure you're quite used to that when they mark your work and when we do assessments at the end of a unit. While I was looking for information on evaluation, I found this quote which I really quite liked. The happiest people are always evaluating and improving themselves. If you evaluate yourself, you can improve and make things better, and this will have an impact on your life and should make you happier. If you're constantly evaluating other people, it can make you miserable because there is always someone better than you at something, always someone with more money, more belongings, better things, better grades than you. And so evaluating them can make you really miserable. But instead evaluate yourself and improve, and you can have a much happier time. So why bother, you might be asking? Well, if you evaluate yourself, you can then change what you are doing, how you are acting, and you can improve. And I'll be looking at that in the next few slides. So you can evaluate yourself in school. Here at Brooklands, we like to do things the Brooklands way. So ask yourself, are you ready to learn? Are you being respectful? Are you safe? Obviously, these are our 3 school rules, which we all need to follow. So if you answered no to any of those 3 questions, now's your chance to improve. What are you going to do about it? The whole point of evaluating how you are doing is so that you can improve and do better next time. So you can evaluate your behaviour. Is your behaviour as good as it could be? Are you behaving at break time, or are you starting a fight? Are you behaving in class, or are you shouting out at your teacher? Think about how you're behaving, and then you can see how that you can improve your behaviour. Evaluate how you treat your friends. Are you as kind as you could be? Do you help them? Are you a good friend to them? Do you say things that are sometimes unkind? Perhaps you don't think it's unkind, but if it's something that upsets your friend, then it is something unkind. So just think how you treat your friends, because friends are very important, especially as we come out of lockdown where we've been in isolation away from everybody. Rebuilding those friendships is really, really important. So evaluate, what sort of friend are you? Evaluate how you treat your family. It is really easy to take your family for granted. They're always there. They're always looking after you. They're doing everything for you. They're doing the shopping, the cleaning, the washing, feeding you, looking after you. It's easy to take them for granted. And how do you treat them? Do you help them out? Are you kind? Do you say thank you? Just think about how you treat the members of your family. Your teachers are always evaluating your work all the time, every lesson. But it's a good idea for you to evaluate your work before it gets to your teachers. What can you do to improve it, to make sure that your teacher is proud of your work and pleased with what you've done? What can you do to improve it, to make sure you get a good mark, you get that gold or that platinum, whatever it is you're aiming for? You look at it yourself and you evaluate it before it gets to the teacher. At the end of each day, have a go at evaluating how that day went for you. So, what went well? Maybe you had a fantastic science lesson, and that went really well because you were engaged, you did the practical, you followed the safety guidelines, you managed to make everything work, and you worked really hard. What didn't go well? Maybe a teacher shouted at you. Maybe a lesson didn't go well. Well, think about why. What could you do to change that? Why did the teacher shout at you? What did you do to make that happen? And how could you change so that it doesn't happen next time and you have a good lesson every lesson? Think about that lesson or that situation that didn't go well and think to yourself, if I'd reacted differently, would things have been better? So you and your friend fell out. Maybe if you'd reacted differently to the situation, you wouldn't have fallen out. The teacher got cross with you. Well, maybe if you hadn't answered the teacher back, they wouldn't have got cross with you. Think about your reactions and how they shape your day. Evaluate what you could do to improve it. Here are some things to evaluate yourself on. Take a few minutes, read through it, and have a go at evaluating yourself. It'd be really good to have a go at evaluating yourself one day. See which things you're not very good at, try and improve the next day, and then evaluate yourself again. Have you managed to improve? Thank you for listening to my assembly. I'll leave you with this little quote. You need to realise that a lot of things that happen are the result of your actions, and that you can change things by changing your actions. You can change things by changing your response to situations. You can improve things by improving how you deal with different situations. You have immense power to change the way things are in your life, simply by changing what you do. But you need to evaluate what you're doing before you can change and improve.